Hi everyone, it's Cass Lucine here. Today is January 30th, 2019. Where I live right now, it's absolutely gorgeous. It feels like it could be spring. And I wanted to come on to make a video doing something I've sort of put off doing for quite a while, which is doing a card reading, sort of channeling information for us. Instead of writing it all down and putting it in a blog, I've been desiring to make videos. So I'm here today to bring in some information and insight about the upcoming holiday of Imbolc. Imbolc is a Celtic tradition holiday which sort of marks the midway point between winter and spring solstices. It is a holiday that centers around the goddess Brigid, who is one of my main spirit guides. So I always get excited about this time of year, connecting with Brigid's energy. She is kind of considered a triple goddess. She does connect with the areas of poetry, of smithworking or metalworking, as well as healing. She has been connected before to seers, those who are clairvoyant, who see energy psychically. And I find personally that her energy is very supportive. It's really helpful to connect with her when you are wanting to change and really transmute things in your life. She's very, very helpful with sort of healing, as I mentioned, and transmuting energy, changing something that could be a more negative vibration into something more positive. So I do think that we can all benefit from tapping into this holiday, tapping into just the natural cycles of Earth. Those of us in the Northern Hemisphere are in between winter and spring. Those in the Southern Hemisphere, this is also marking the time of Lammas, which is a time between summer and fall solstice. So I do think that we can all connect to these energies that are the cycles of Earth, whether you call them a holiday, call them a Sabbath, or whether you just like to follow the seasons of Earth. So I'm hoping that this message that comes through in this video is helpful for you. I hope it's helpful for me and helpful for any and all people who tap in and are interested to hear. I will be sort of connecting with Brigid and asking her to bring through a message through some tarot cards. I might be using an oracle deck as well, and we'll just see sort of what she wants to say, what she might want us to look at or understand during this holiday of Imbolc. Alright, so already I have a card really jumping out that wants to talk to us. Sorry, this will be backwards for you guys. This is one of my first videos, so we'll all just go with it together. The card we have here is the Ten of Discs in the Thoth deck, also known as the Ten of Pentacles. Here, it's already, what's standing out already to me is the symbols of Mercury, combined with the Ten of Pentacles being a card that connects with the Earth energy, the element of Earth energy, excuse me, which is to say that this card does deal and connect with things that are physical in our lives. It can be our home, it can be our money, career, but on the physical side. So not like your passion for your career, but like the actual career itself or your job, things like that. Since the Ten of Discs is coming up, the first thing that I feel very much is an energy of endings, an energy of an ending and a beginning at the same time. Let me say it that way. Because when something ends, something else will be beginning. So this isn't something that should be scaring you or making you feel nervous. If that is something that's coming forward, that's an important energy and emotion to look at for yourself and think, why does this make me feel a little nervous? Just thinking about endings. But here we have the 10. It is modeled after the Tree of Life, which is very prevalent through Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The shapes of the Tree of Life, he goes deeply into talking about all kinds of ancient, archaic ways of looking at spirituality. Let's just say it that way. What am I feeling for this card here? I do feel that because of the connection to a symbol of Mercury we have here at the top, also there's the sign for Virgo down here. Virgo is an earth sign ruled by the sign of the planet Mercury, pardon me. I do feel not only is this having to do with maybe an actual ending, like needing to leave a job, needing to move house, needing to end relationship, something that's kind of has a finite feeling to it. It also is about how we're viewing things, how we're thinking of these things in our life, and how our way of perceiving those things might need to change and shift a little bit to see really what is at hand, like what's kind of in front of us here. And it could be that the changes, maybe more physical, actual changes of something ending or something starting, might have to do with the way that you're thinking about it, have to do with the way your perception is of what's going on, which can sort of influence and change what you do about it, if that makes sense. Yeah. Let's pull another card here. I am feeling a bit of connection to abundance with this card, and the energy of abundance, I mean to say. Maybe there are some out there who need to tap into how they feel about money, kind of look more objectively at the way that you think of money, whether even me talking about it just makes you feel sort of upset or frustrated, or whether it makes you feel really excited. I do get that sense coming forward through us. What else would you like to focus on today? Oh, wow. Okay. So here we have the Star card, which I love in this Thoth deck. I'm just going to show that to you a little closer. I love this card in this deck. It's just I feel like it really, with the colors and shapes, so much embodies this card. I am feeling drawn back to December. There was some readings I did in December that kind of tapped into this energy of the star. It could have been one of the weekly ones I did. I'm not exactly sure right now. But I feel like this makes so much sense, especially with the celebration of Imbolc. Imbolc is sort of it's a fire holiday. It's a holiday where people are surviving the harsh winter and the dark, and we're starting to see first signs of spring. We're starting to see the light coming back, the sun actually coming back for longer, and it's a time when we're hopefully we're meant to feel hopeful. Pardon me. The light coming back and all these small signs are hope coming to us, letting us know, yes, the light is coming. Spring will be on its way. We're growing out of winter, but also within individual lives, not just overall with changing of the seasons and Earth. We are also, I feel that Brigid is kind of wanting to offer inspiration to you. She is there and available for you to ask for her support, to ask for her help, to help you to reignite that fire that maybe died off a little bit in winter. I don't want to say died off, more toned down, maybe quieted. We all tend to pull back in winter. The weather changes, it's, more tired, more sleepy time. But I feel very much a need to reinvigorate ourselves and focus ourselves towards whatever that is that makes us feel kind of like this character, very hopeful. You'll also notice this card is associated with Aquarius, sign of Aquarius, the water bearer. Aquarius is an air sign, however, it is very closely connected with the element of water as well, and the movement of that water sort of connects with air, communication, and water, which also is a lot about communicating feelings. I feel that the Aquarius season happening, as we're in Aquarius season right now, moving through the beginning of February till a few weeks into February, there is a lot of focus on being true to yourself and being true to others with what interests you. So if that might be something like watching my video, let's just say, or being interested in tarot or things like that, I know that those things can come across as strange and weird to people. Maybe even someone watching this thinks that I'm strange and weird, and that's totally okay. It's an energy during Aquarius season of showing people who you really are, communicating through whatever medium feels right to you, whether it's, as I mentioned last week, during the Leo full moon energy, a lot of needing to be creative with how we look, with how we dress, with what music we choose to listen to, our makeup, our nail color, anything that really can show people who you are, and outside of maybe some ideas of what's normal. I'm going to put this card here. I kind of feel like we are moving along a little trajectory of looking at where we've kind of come from. This card, the star, being sort of current energy around this Imbolc time, and then a card for moving forward, please. Wow, that one came out really fast. All right, this card, Eight of Swords. This card says interference on this card. And I am feeling, the connection of the colors between these two cards are very relevant, I think, here. They just seem to feel very connected to me. We have the figure embodying kind of all that energy I was just speaking of, almost translated into these swords here. And then this kind of source of, I feel like source of emotional power and knowingness has kind of just become this sort of background here. And what I'm picking up from this card is a lot of those feeling troubled with kind of clearing away what's going on in our minds, which is a lot to do with things we've been told by others. Pardon me. Things we've been told growing up, things we were told in society, things we're told by strangers, things we're told by family, things we're told by friends. I know that when in life it comes to doing things, choosing to do things that feel great for you, there can be that feeling of hesitancy where you're like, oh, but what, I should be doing this, but I should just have natural hair, or I should not get tattooed, or I should maybe not wear that much makeup, or I should eat a different way, or I should eat not, all of these feelings of should not, that come from outside perspectives, that come from people who aren't you. And while other people can mean well when they are trying to communicate those things to you, ultimately what happens is, you see here we have these two swords sort of crisscross over by the other six. It's just like, instead of going back and forth between your own sides, and what I mean by that is the divine masculine, divine feminine energies flowing through you, instead of feeling intuitively with your feminine energy what would make you feel the best, and then acting upon that with your masculine energy, we just see a sort of standstill where you're like, okay, but what about this? Okay, but I could do this, or I should do this, or I should do that, or I should do this, and then nothing actually is happening. And ultimately, you're not hearing your own voice. And if you are, it's almost like you don't think you should follow it because it doesn't feel maybe right. And I feel that very much through this reading, through coming in this current time, right around Imbolc, and going forward, there's an opportunity here to recenter yourself within your own energy, centering yourself within your desires, your thoughts, your emotions, your hopes. Because going forward from here, it's going to be a very confusing time for you if those things aren't actualized, if you haven't really sat down with yourself and, made it a point to say, I'm going to clear off all the thoughts of other people, I'm going to clear off all their emotions, and I'm going to focus on myself and what do I want. What would be best for me? That energy is really important right now. And it is always important. But I think something to note of looking at the cards we've drawn is that we've got two of the minor arcana cards here, which sort of signify kind of steps along the path of life, smaller steps, everyday things that are happening currently. And then right in the middle, we have this opportunity being presented to us from a major arcana perspective, which is a larger life scale perspective, is that there is the ability to tap into this Aquarian energy for all of us right now in order to get true with our thoughts and emotions and the flow of those things, regardless of how others might perceive them. You can only understand something from your level of perception. Another person can only understand something from their level of perception. So if your knowingness and you know what you know, and someone else doubts that, that's not your problem. You know, that's a them problem, not a you problem, is what I would say about that. And I do just want also really quickly to pull an oracle card. I love this oracle card deck by Diana Cooper. It is the Dragon Oracle Cards deck. Dragon energy. Dragons were beings who helped form our Earth on a cosmic level, on an energetic level, and also on a physical level. They transmute literally matter into energy and vice versa. I do feel drawn to ask Brigid what dragon she would send as helper and guidance at this time of Imbolc. I feel that she's very much connected with the energy of dragons, and that she would enjoy helping us, as well as connecting us with a dragon. So let's think here. Please send us a dragon card for Imbolc. Already, I feel pretty excited. There's been a lot of Syrian energy coming through. Again, I'm sorry that it's backwards, but just enjoy the little dragon on the card here. It says that the green gold dragon from Sirius brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology. Be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. I'm very excited about this card. I feel like it has a lot to do with the Aquarian energy right now, and the ideas of knowledge, communication, and being a transmitter and the technology of spiritual technology. Yeah, let's see here. What do I want to say about that? I'm seeing a little similarity in these colors as well. I think that's important. I do feel there's an importance. We have the earth back here swirling around this sort of airy cloud, kind of tapping into this airy energy of Aquarius as well. It's hard to say. I think what I want to say is just to connect with these beings, connect with these dragons, and in order to do that, you just have to ask, intentionally ask. I ask a green gold dragon from Sirius to please connect with me more closely. Ask them to send you signs of their presence. For those who might already be more developed or tapped into their psychic ability, I'm sure that you in some way will start to feel their energy around you once you ask. And although I want to speak more generally for everyone watching about this card, I just do feel like it's just something that those who are drawn to it will need to tap into for themselves. As the card says itself, it's about your spiritual knowledge, activating your spiritual technology, and really the Aquarian energy as well is just about the individual to benefit the collective. The Aquarius energy is opposite the wheel of Leo, who would be more connected to the ego, to just the human nature, to just sort of what's in front of you, and attracting that energy and the radiance of the ego, not as a negative thing, as a positive thing. And it's sort of like a Leo energy would be like more like the collective looking at Leo, whereas an Aquarian energy is the individual so tapped into their self that they are benefiting all of humanity, all of consciousness and the collective of everyone by being that true self. So it's almost a selfless self-ishness. If that makes sense? Like you're, by tapping into who you are and knowing yourself better and becoming connected with yourself on an inner level, you will be benefiting everyone else, because not only will you inspire people, but you will bring the collective energy up, because you will be supporting yourself from an inner level. You'll be giving yourself a nourishing, supportive, creative energy that maybe other people haven't given you. I shouldn't say can't, but you have to start giving that energy to yourself from the inside. And I just very much feel with especially these two cards, encouragement, let's say that, to really get to know yourself on the inner levels, getting to know yourself in a spiritual way, and really the point of the video here for me to you is to connect more with my own spiritual self and my own spiritual beliefs, and also present energy that is an information that is available for all to tap into in any way that they choose. So that's probably where I'm going to stop the video. It's been a bit longer than I thought, and I'm very excited. I'm hoping that all of you who watch are intrigued and ready for more videos that are probably a little more organized and a little less nervous, because I'm a little nervous today. But one thing I want to say as I leave this to you is I'm here as an open door to any questions you might have. I'm here to any curiosities that you have. I'm here to any ideas that you have or points of view. These are things that are very important to me, and I enjoy sharing them so much, but that does not mean that I know everything. I don't know everything, and I can only decide to focus on things the way that I feel they most affect me and support me and benefit me, as I mentioned through this reading, the same sort of energy. That being said, nothing I've said in this video is meant to make you feel like it is the end-all be-all for a spiritual existence, spiritual journeying, spiritual knowledge. It's all encouragement to know yourself better, to understand your spiritual self better, and to hopefully inspire you and give you a little place in knowing that we are not alone and we're all connected and we're all going through things together. In a collective sense, this energy is ready and available for everyone, but it will affect you and be different for everybody. So we all need to remember to not be judgmental, to not criticize or point fingers or make assumptions about people we don't know. I'm just here to help all of us learn more about each individual person and hopefully spread that love and patience and kindness and support and magic to everybody who's curious about it. So I'm going to leave everyone with that. Thank you for watching my first little video like this. There will be more coming soon, hopefully maybe some new moon reading, which is coming up soon as well. Yeah, that'll be it for now. Bye-bye, everyone.